KT7 up here. Today, I will review and showcase Dagger from FF9. She is the free get unit from this collaboration. Dagger is a 90 cost unit in the Earth element. Her unique main job can equip Mace, and she has Sword Sorcerer and Kododama as sub-jobs. Dagger is a high spirit unit that has non-reflectable magic attacks. She also has a sequential ability that can heal your team. Her AI is similar to Soul. She will not stay in the back like many support units. Here are the items we will go over today. Let's get started. First, her TMR. It is an accessory. The stats are HP 330, Defense 9, Spirit 4 and 5 Crit Evade. The ability is a cross-shape buff that nullifies poison and toad for 3 turns, and restore the unit's AP by 15. And it has a range up to 4. This TMR is useful against fire and movement control. Most of her base stats are average. Her magic is very good at 416, but her agility is pretty low at 54. Her weapon type resistances are 5 to slash, 10 to strike, and 15 to magic. Neutral to pierce and has a negative 15 to missile. Her status ailment resistances are 50 to blind, 10 to charm, and 50 to disable. She is a 97 faith unit. I would recommend giving her sleep, stun or other ailment resistances from Truststones. Moving on to her mastery ability. Besides the earth elemental buff, she also gets 5% magic and magic damage reduction of 10. Her 140 gives her crit evasion 20, magic penetration 20, and upgrade to her support ability number 1 to include elemental chain resistance. Next, her new mace. The general ability is magic penetration 20, and for Dagger only, she also gets magic up 30%, magic attack 15, and evocation boost of 30. The magic type is what I would recommend. Her new mace is a very offensive piece of gear. If you want to build her more defensively, give her the Dawn Lantern. She can take advantage of the 8 AoE resistance and 20 magic attack penetration. From the Tetra cards, she gets max HP 20% and Spirit 20. Her Spirit can be very high if you build for it. Now let's go over her main job support abilities. The first one gives her 12 Spirit, 40 Spirit penetration, 15 AoE resistance, and 40 elemental chain resistance. This is a 4-in-1, be sure to equip it. Her second support ability is a casting time reduction of 250 for all abilities. Since all her attacking moves have cast time, this one is also necessary at all times. With the right setup, she can instant cast a couple of her abilities. Her main reaction is Auto Potion, a 20% chance to recover small amount of HP. This is her best reaction in my opinion. Now her LB. It is a diamond shape AoE heal, up to 5 panels away. First, remove all debuff effects, including healing power down. Then recover large amount of HP, and increase all attack type resistances by 10. This is a very good healing LB, removing all debuffs are very useful in the current meta. Next up, her buffing abilities. Her highest priority ability is a cross-shape AoE buff. Grants the group the ability to Dispel Protect and Shell upon hit for 3 turns. Also increase her own magic by 40% and Spirit 20 for 3 turns. Removing Protect and Shell upon hit is very strong, and this is where she gets even more Spirit. However, she will run around and use this buff multiple times if her allies are in range. Her second priority ability is her Job level 25 skill. It is a single target buff. Grants a unit shell and 25 AoE resistance for 3 turns while giving herself re-raise. If there is no hate unit nearby, she will cast this on herself, giving her the 25 AoE resistance. Now her third buff. It is for self only. It lowers her hate by 6, and 3 turns protect and shell. You can leave this ability on, since her AI will move forward. It is okay for her to use this ability if she is not in range to attack. Unless you want to save some CT, then turn this ability off. Let's move on to her attacking abilities. All her attacks cannot be reflected. So Runic Blade and Helena the Black Rose's LB effect won't matter to her. The first one on the list is Dark Mega Flare, her sequential ability. It is a diamond shape AoE attack that can hit up to 5 squares away. but it has a cast time of 280, so she won't be able to instant cast this without an external source of casting time reduction, such as Fina's TMR. It deals a 2-hit non-elemental damage large, and increase her spirit penetration by 30 for 3 turns. Then she will cast an instant cure. Next, Dark Golem Summoning. A unit attack, and has a range of 4. First remove Courage, then deals damage medium. Next we have Sheraton Summoning. Her low AP attack, also has a range of 4. Small damage and 25% chance to inflict stun for 3 turns. That's all from her main job. Let's move over to her sub-jobs. The first ability of her main job sub is a single target heal and recover medium amount of HP, and has a range of 4. However, this has a casting time. If you want to give her an instant healing ability, you can consider Masheri's TMR. Her second main sub ability is Summoning Dark Odin. An AoE attack up to 4 panels away. Deals non-elemental damage medium, and 25% chance to inflict poison. I don't recommend her main job sub though. Next let's look at her Sword Sorcerer sub. This is the sub job I like the most. It can chain with Bradley and Lucio. The support abilities are Keen Sword Craft and Light Ward Sword Craft. The reaction ability she gets is Arrow Guard. The 2 notable abilities are Double Arc Slash and Arc Flurry. Both are 2-hit slash attacks, very good for chaining. Kododama is next. The support abilities are Lightning Spirit's Blessing, that's another 12 spirit. If you run this over her casting time down support, she can start off with 30 spirit without any equipments. But I don't think it's worth it though, casting time down is way better. The other support ability is Magic Up. The reaction ability from Kododama is Steeled Ephemeral Form. The 2 notable abilities are Unavoidable Pain, a sure hit, and Anti-Magic Wall. Kododama could be useful for the sure hit, and you can turn off her third buff for Anti-Magic Wall. Next, equipments and Espers. Her new mace is the best offensive option. For a more defensive build, go with the Dawn Lantern. In the second slot, go with the Tetra cards or the Marshmallow Head for ailments resistance and accuracy. In the TMR slot, go with Agility. She does have a higher chance to cast a third buff. So if you want lower casting time, go with Fina's TMR or the Rose Headdress for the damage barrier. Or for an instant heal, go with Masheri's TMR. For Espers, I would highly recommend to give her Siren or Volifer for the casting time down. For a more anti-magic build, go with Dark Siren for 15 magic attack resistance. It also has 5 unit resistance, 22 accuracy, 35 reaction block rate, and 20 debuff weakening. Sheraton has 5 AoE resistance, which is also very good for her. For Truststones, I like defense or barrier on the left, and agility on the right. She can really use the extra agility from the set bonus. The abilities are listed on the screen. Be sure to give her casting time down. Next up, sample teams. The first team here is what you will mostly see with Dagger. Dialdo and Bradley are still around. Dagger is on her Sword Sorcerer sub with both of her main job support abilities and Auto Potion as her reaction. As you can see, both her unit resistance and AoE resistance are in the 30s, which are not good. But she is definitely a backline unit, so she will be just fine. Melnia is a good substitute for Bradley. She is actually a very good unit in the current meta, because she can remove re-raise from a distance. In most cases, her re-raise removal should not get sealed since she should be all the way in the back. The second team I have prepared is the Mace team with Raph and Sadali. The vision cards for this group are ready. However, I don't think the units are quite there yet. It needs a more powerful DPS. Hopefully one of the another story character can do the job. Dagger can somewhat work with Halloween Lucio. But the new Halloween VC does not support her. And with an evasion team, you really want to go all out evade. Putting Dagger on the team is not ideal for that setup. Now let's look at the weapon group VCs and crossovers. Mace group shares a few vision cards with the Dagger group, gun group, and staff black mage group. But Raph is the only unit that can really cross over for now. Okay, now my final thoughts. On paper, Dagger looks really good. Her damage output is quite high and has a superb LB heal. She is made to go up against magic attackers. She has very good spirit and all her abilities cannot be reflected, making her the prime candidate to go up against Light Helena. With her sequential ability, she can provide both offense and support to your team. Her AI is very good, very similar to Soul. She does not stand back to buff all match, she will go up to look for damage. With that said, in practice, she falls to magic teams just as quickly as physical damage teams. Her agility is a big drawback, and her sequential ability has a long casting time. The Earth cast is already really stacked, she feels like the odd girl out. She does similar things to Renoa and Masheri. Unless you are missing a third member on your Earth team, I do not recommend spending this to fast build her. Put her in the barracks. Now sample matches. The first match of the day is against Mono Earth with Dialdo and Bradley. Dagger's first action. AoE group buff granting the group protect and shell dispel upon hit for 3 turns. Also she gets 40% magic and 20 spirit. My Zidane showcase is already up. Vivi's 140 showcase will come next week. Also, I got young Elda this morning. We'll have a 140 showcase for him before he arrives in GL on the 22nd. Dagger's second action. Buffing Dialdo's AoE resistance by 25 and shell for 3 turns. Also, giving herself re-raise. Dialdo just dispelled my Raph's protect because of Dagger's buff. My opponent opted to use Fina's TMR to reduce her casting time. Dagger's turn, Dark Mega Flare. 2 hit non-elemental damage large. Then post damage, increase her spirit penetration by 30 for 3 turns. And sequential cure. Be sure to give her some sort of protection against sleep and stun. Good night, Dagger. Bradley, the one-man wrecking crew. Finally, next up, another Mono Earth team with 2 frigate units and Bradley. AoE buff, Dispel Protect and Shell upon hit for the group. Magic and Spirit up for self. Don't mind my Vivi, he is going the wrong way. Dagger ran back to cast her re-raise buff. giving Bradley AoE resistance 25 and shell for 3 turns. Dagger is using her group buff again. So now all 3 of them will dispel, protect, and shell when their attack lands. Dark Golem summoning. Remove courage, then deals medium earth damage to a single unit. Did over 6k damage to Raph. Impressive. Being at 97 faith, all mage units would take more damage from magic-based attacks. That's her LB heal. Remove all debuff effects from the group, then recovers HP large. And increase all attack type resistances by 10 for 3 turns. Okay, Vivi went around the world and we won. The last match of the day is my high accuracy soul against Dagger, Lucio, and Dialdo. My soul's accuracy is at 152, and the enemy's Lucio's evasion is at 160-ish. Of course he has a lot more luck. In this match, I mainly want to show a couple things. 1. The importance of status ailment resistance. And 2. Casting time reduction for Dagger. Enjoy the match. That's all I have for today. My Vivi 140 showcase should be next. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.